Hello, everybody. Welcome to Telli Talks, where we talk about life, growth, relationships, and all things in between. I have a very special magician in the house today, Sean, aka Seandoesmagic.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
I am so excited that you're
so
here.
stoked.
I'm so excited. And you're Filipino.
Yes.
My kababayan is in the house. So I'm excited that you're Filipino. I'm excited that you do magic.
Thank you.
Tell everyone that doesn't know who you are or have seen your Instagram, how you started and how you got to your journey today.
Cool. So my name is Sean. I go by Seandoesmagic. So as you can tell, I'm a chef. No, I'm kidding. I'm a magician. I've been doing magic ever since I was probably 6 years old.
Oh, wow.
6 years old, I learned my first magic trick, which was like, you just take your thumb off and put it back on. You know, like something simple that I learned as a kid. Every single Christmas, birthday, I wanted a magic kit. Mom, I need some more magic stuff. I need more cards. And then from there, you know, I started posting YouTube videos actually when I was 10 years old. And I've been making content ever since, and it's led me to here today. Yeah.
That is amazing. Okay, so first YouTube video.
Yes.
What was your trick?
You know, it was a contest actually. There's a big magician named Ms. Mag 822. He taught all of the magic tricks on YouTube. And back then in like 2012, everything was like how to on YouTube. Everybody was like just teaching things. And so I learned magic on YouTube. Like I didn't have anybody teach me. I was just learning on YouTube. And he had a contest, like whoever could do the best magic trick wins like a deck of cards or something. And to me, that's like a huge thing, especially from like this guy that I look up to. So I didn't win. I sucked. It was horrible. I think I was actually literally like...
But you were 10.
Yeah, I was 10. But I tried to be different. I was doing magic and I also like wrote a poem about the magic trick at the same time. I was trying to be unique. And it was, it's actually a magic trick I still perform today. And it's one where you have a card selected and then the only card in the deck that is that color is the card that you selected basically.
Oh, so the card is a different color
the
than
back
every
of the card.
Okay.
Yeah, so like, for example, I have a red deck of cards here. So the only blue card in the deck is actually the one that you picked. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That was the first one that I did.
So does the card turn blue or is it always been blue?
It's always been blue the whole time. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But the whole deck is red.
Every single other card that you could have picked is red. Yeah. So that was the first trick I ever did. Did not win the contest. Little 10-year-old me was sad. I was like I really wanted that deck of cards, but no. Yeah, that was my first
is there
video.
Okay, because I know different magicians have different tricks and are like their focus is different things, right? So what's your particular focus on when you do magic?
Sure. So there's a bunch of different types of magic. You know, there's close-up magic, there's stage magic, there's a bunch of different ones. There's ones where you try to defy odds in terms of like risking your life. You could be trapped in like a box underwater and try to escape. So there's a bunch of different ones. I've always been fascinated and loved close-up magic, like right in front of you, me and you get to watch me the whole time and try to catch me, but you never will. And that's what I love about it is because a lot of people see the stage magic. David Copperfield, amazing. David Blaine, amazing. You see them on stage. It's cool.
Epic.
Right? And but there's always like, I wish you could do it right in front of me so I could see. And when you do it right in front of them and they're still not able to catch it, that's like the best moment for me.
Do you feel like it's a better respect that way? Because it's like, I'm right in front of you. If you see the illusion, you see the illusion. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, you can't catch me and I'm right here. So like, do you feel like that magic is more respectable?
Respectable? Yes, maybe. I mean, all magic is difficult.
Right.
And I respect all levels, but I think there's a little bit more to it in the reaction for one. And like, it really feels like a magical moment. Because when someone's on stage, you never know what they prepped on stage. You know, there's always that lingering thoughts behind your head. Like they could do a lot of different things, but when it's right in front of your face, there's not much you can like think about.
It's the mystery of like the interaction that you bring.
Exactly.
I love it. Okay. So, you know, I got to ask you to do some magic tricks because I'm like super excited of how you got your name and how everything just came about, like your favorite tricks, all that good stuff.
Yeah, for sure. So, you want me to go through like just like all the background stuff? Or
yes, absolutely. Okay, the background stuff of like, you know, the cards and different in-face, in-person magic tricks that you perform with people.
Okay. Yeah. So, Here, let me grab the cards right now. I'll start one.
Let's bring it. Let's do it.
You know, I wanted to start when I was learning magic, close-up magic. One of the first things I learned was shuffling cards.
Okay.
So that was like kind of the start. So I picked up a deck of cards and I would just like spent hours, and I was like maybe like 8, and I was just sitting there just like going like this a bunch, doing like this. And you know, it's funny, I actually have a perfect trick for this. Okay. So we're gonna try something real quick using a shuffle deck of cards. That's pretty fair, right? Do you have a favorite card?
No.
If you were to have a favorite card, which one would it be?
Let's just say the color Joker.
The Joker, the color Joker. Okay, that's a very specific one. Actually, I don't think anyone I've asked in the 15 years I've been doing magic, no one's ever said that.
Really?
You are the very first person, I swear. That's legit. That's cool. My favorite card is the 4 of Spades. It's always been. I don't know why. It just has. And
usually I feel like everyone's like the Ace of Spades or the Queen of Hearts.
Right. Can you do me a favor? Can you reach in here and just grab any card that you want for me? Any card at all. Yeah, like literally any one of these. Yeah. All right, go and memorize. And you know, it's a 1 in 54 chance, but did you happen to pick that Joker?
No.
How close were you?
Nowhere close.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm trying to connect them like something, but there's this thing in magic that if you want something to happen, you just have to add a little magic moment in it. So if you take it right here, and this was one of the first tricks I ever learned. You take it and you just add a little bit of heat and pressure. You can actually take it and slowly change it right into one card.
What?
And one card only. The color Joker, and that's exactly it, right? That's exactly it. What we'll do is we'll take that color Joker. We're just going to leave it right there, okay? What was the other one that you picked? It was the 2, right? 2. I'm going to make the 2 flip over from all the other cards. The moment I snap, one card flips over. One card and one card only, just like that. The 2. The joke? I thought I put that down right there.
No way.
One card only? The 2 clubs?
That's crazy.
So weird. So yeah, that was one of the first tricks. That
literally like gave me chills. Like... That is so crazy.
Thank you. So one of the first tricks I ever learned was kind of the basic sleight of hand. That's kind of like the stuff that I just performed for you. Yeah, one of the first things I learned. So I started with that.
How long did it take you to get that trick down?
Ooh, you know, you could say I'm still working on it till this day. There's never like, every time I perform, there's like something that I learned from it or something where I could have done this better. I could have done this. But, you know, perfected probably like... God, I've probably done this exact trick probably over 10,000 times. I've done it so much. And so probably after like the first few hundred, you kind of get all the knickknacks out, like the stuff that you 100% don't want people to see, the slights and whatnot. And then from there, you know, it's just small changes. Yeah.
That is crazy. And you definitely have to be quick with your hands.
100%.
If you drop the pile, it's over with.
Oh, yeah. That has definitely happened good amount of times. You know, what's funny, nobody ever talks about this. And I don't think I've even talked about it on any platform. But being a magician is partially covering up your mistakes because you don't know what the trick is to start with. So the trick could have been, I had you pick a card and then it ends up on the other side of the room. But then it messes up. So I have to change it where it's something different, and covering up those mistakes is part of like the performance. Yeah. So I've definitely had my fair share of messing up 100%.
Oh, wow. So for this trick, you particularly have to pick 2 cards or you hand one card to the okay.
But if something went wrong, I would have went somewhere else and you would have had no idea.
Right. Yeah. So it's kind of like having to be able to alter the trick if something does go wrong, to where it's like, oh, they don't know that it went wrong, but it's still a trick.
Correct.
Hey guys, this episode is sponsored by Fashion Nova. If you want an affordable matching set or any outfit that is amazing for night or day, make sure you shop fashionnova.com or visit them at Fashion Nova on Instagram. That is insane. So 10,000 times.
Yeah, probably.
Where did you start? Did you start with, like you said, shuffling? Like, is that the first, if you want to start, like, let's say, for example, if someone wants to be a card trick magician, first thing, top 3 things that you have to do to start.
Well, I'm gonna just go based off what I did. Right. So the first thing is you gotta learn the basics. There's a few moves that you have to start off learning. Obviously, you should be fairly comfortable with a deck of cards. So, you know, mixing up cards, like how to cut cards, how to shuffle cards, how to show cards in ways that where people, you know, it's like appealing, you know?
Yeah.
Be able to show that you can handle cards. So that would be like the first step. Then you got to learn the trick and how to actually do the trick using those sleight of hands. And then the very last thing that you got to do is be able to perform. Now, a lot of people can do the first two after a little bit of practice, but it takes years to get to the last one, which is being able to be a performer and keep people, not just like trick them with the actual magic trick, but actually care and want to be a part of it and enjoy the magic in itself.
Right.
You can learn the easiest magic trick in the world. You could pick up a magic kit and just do a real good one. If you have a good performance, you can make that look like the best magic trick that they've ever seen. And that's what matters.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely have to have persona. I completely agree with you. And the shuffling you have to, it's almost like when I was younger, I used to work in a casino. And it's almost like with like poker players or poker dealers, and they're like playing with their chips.
Right.
Same thing with the cards.
Yes,
now
100%.
they got machines and all that to do it for you. You know, like this is back in the day. But, you know, now they got the machines to like shuffle the cards for you. But it's like just even playing with your chips and just like having that. I would probably get arthritis in my hands, you know, like shuffling the deck of cards or like trying to move them around. And do your hands ever cramp up doing this?
I've never been asked this question, actually.
Really?
And the answer is no.
Really?
I don't know. I guess you just kind of, I never think about it. While you're performing, it's about making the best performance. So I guess it never crosses my mind. I'm sure that, you know, after a while, you know, if I like was performing like a 4-hour set, my hands are going to get tired. But, you know, not really, honestly. It's just, I've gotten to the point where these sleights are just like me brushing my teeth in the morning. It's the same thing, you know, and it's like me
second nature for you.
Eating food with my hands, you know, like it's the same thing. It's part of my life.
That is amazing. Okay. So shortest trick, amount of time, and longest trick amount of time.
Oh God. Okay, I can show you the shortest trick.
Let's do it.
It's for
you'll be able to, for all the magic.
I'll show you and then I'll show the camera. But it's called the snap change, and you'll see why. This is actually one that a lot of people learn when they're first starting out. So I don't mind teaching this, but it looks something like this. So this is the world's fastest magic trick. 1, 2, 3, and then it changes like that. So very simple.
So it changes in the snap.
Yeah, in the snap. So like if I wanted to make it more visual, let's see. And I'll show the camera as well. So if I wanted to change, let's say your Joker that you picked.
Your fingers have to be fast for this. Like,
the Joker into the ace, so it'd be like 1, 2, 3, just like that.
Oh, so it snaps in.
Yeah, so you kind of snap as you're
changing.
As you're moving. That's how fast it is. And I'll show the camera right now. It looks something like 1, 2, 3, just like that.
So how are you able to hide the card fast enough to know that it snaps to another card?
Just practice. I've been doing it a while, but you want to get this card behind, and then you want to, if it's front of you, you can't see it. Obviously, if it's like this, you can see it.
Exactly.
So,
that's crazy.
You want to get it at the right angle, and then there's a way for me to ditch it, which looks like this. I just place it like this, and as I'm like showing.
So it almost looks like you only have one card, but so technically you have two.
The whole time it just like looks like that, and I'll be like, look, it's just one card. You can check it out.
So it's not like you have a trick deck of cards. You have a real deck.
No, this is
brand
100%.
New deck, not a magic deck, not fake cards, not cards that are in the back of the other card. It's a regular deck of cards.
100%.
You just move your hands super fast.
Yes. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of magic trick decks and whatnot, but if you brought a deck of cards for me, like pretty much everything I'm going to show you today, this is a 100% normal deck of cards. Like.
No, I see it. Like it's definitely like I'm looking at the cards to see if like one's half a ace, one's half a joker, you know? Because I feel like when people want to see magic, they're always looking for the mistake.
Exactly.
They're like waiting, they're watching so hard that it's like, where is he gonna fuck up?
Right.
Where is the trick in this magic? So it's like the anticipation of the trick is, I feel like from the audience perspective, is to find the trick. Right. You know what 100%. I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, how do I find the trick? Yeah. Like, and where is the trick at?
Look at a lot of my content on Instagram, TikTok, all of that stuff. My favorite magic tricks are the ones where you think I mess up and then I do something even more incredible. Those are some of my favorite tricks, and I'll show you one in a little bit. It's one of my favorite ones because everybody's looking for me to mess up. The moment I mess up, their guard's down, and then I fool them like 10 times more.
And that is crazy. And do you think that most of your tricks are from cards?
Yeah, I would say majority of the magic tricks I do are definitely card magic. I started out as a kid busking, so I was actually on the street, like, you know, like those kids that like have the little cup and like the little setup and they do magic for people. That's how I started. And so, you know, I was doing a little bit of, you know, some other routines, maybe with the rings or the cups. But cards are where my home's at. I mean, I'm so comfortable
That's
with
where
them.
your heart is. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. So what did your parents think growing up when you were doing all of this magic in a Filipino household that's like, go to school for nursing? And, you know, they're very 100%. Particular on, because I'm Filipino. So I know the upbringing of an Asian household of like, you know, if you don't do what it is your parents want you to do, they're kind of just like, ay nako, like, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, why are you doing this? You know? So
that makes sense.
What did your parents think about when you did magic?
That's a great question. You know, as much as you hear about Asian stereotypes, a lot of them can be very true when it comes to having like a strict household, being very school focused, school oriented. And one of the big things that I've realized over the last few years, as a kid, it's really hard to oversee this, but you know, a lot of us came here with our immigrant parents who worked so hard. They worked their ass off just to get to America. And, you know, my dad would tell me.
That's the goal. When you're in the Philippines, the goal is to get to America.
You get here. And then you send
everyone
boxes
else
back.
You send boxes back and then you start bringing your mom and your grandfather.
Everybody you get a green card. You get a green card. No, so, you know, when they work so hard just to get a shot to come to America. And, you know, my dad was telling me about how he worked on a farm and they had to sell at the market and all this stuff that they would tell me. And I say, hey, Dad, I want to do magic for a living.
Right.
It's, you know, looking back now, I can say, okay, I understand where my parents are coming from. You know, you want to give them the best shot you want to give your kids the best shot to be successful as possible. And when you're unsure about the field that they're going to go into, like specifically, I was doing magic and I was also doing the social media and videos. Very new field. Magic doesn't really have like a high repertoire of making money and like being sustainable.
They're gonna overanalyze what it is that you want to do.
Yeah, 110%. And so at first it was like they were supportive, like, yeah, here's a magic kid, do this, but like
they didn't know
go to school.
They didn't know it was gonna be this deep into magic.
Yeah, and so. You know, I've always been like very ambitious. Like I was such an ambitious kid. Even when I was younger, I wanted to do all the shows, everything that I wanted to do. I was busking, you know, like what, you know, 10-year-old wants to go on the street and do magic for people. I was very ambitious and luckily I got that from my dad. Actually, he's a very determined guy. And my mom is like very charismatic. So it kind of worked together and made me, and, you know, I kept striving for bigger things, even when I was little. Like I remember when I was little, I wanted to audition for America's Got Talent so bad. Like that was like my thing. And I auditioned for 4 years straight.
Oh, wow.
And my parents helped me. Cause just to
amazing.
preface, to be on the show, you have to audition in front of producers. You can't just walk on and show magic to the actual celebrity judges.
Right.
You have to be, you know, weeded through. There's a selection process, et cetera, et cetera. And we would fly out to the cities where they were doing auditions. And to that level, they helped me as much as they could.
Right.
You know, they saw I was passionate about my dreams. I was posting content on YouTube. I was doing magic everywhere I could go. And my parents would hear from a lot of people like, oh, like he's going to like be a performer. That's what he's going to be. Yeah. And as much as they are Filipino and want to see some specific route for me, maybe my mom's a nurse. So, you know, nursing.
I'm sure.
They still supported me as much as they could. And it wasn't until I started making money that they were really like set. We would go back and forth on the college thing a long time. And I didn't end up going to college. And it was the biggest thing was once I started making money on social media, and it was like real money. Like I was live streaming every day and I was making like anywhere from $300 to $1,000 a day. Live streaming, they realized that
how old were you when that started?
At that time, I was doing social media for a little bit. This is a little bit further into it. I was probably about 16. Okay. 16. And
that's a lot of money for a 16-year-old.
Yeah. I mean, $1,000 a day. I was pumped. They started to see that this is maybe a growing career and a viable career. And they helped me as much as they could. And now my mom is my biggest fan. She posts Facebook is like, she posts everything I do on Facebook. I would call her right now and she would tell me exactly how many subscribers, followers on every platform. I was just talking to her yesterday, but she's always watching my page. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. And once I feel like Filipinos in particular, once they know that it's gonna go somewhere, they're in full support.
Yeah,
they're
100%.
in full support. And
so much support.
You know, and so much to where you're just like, oh my gosh, I don't even know that. You know, and I love that. I love that with our culture as well too.
It's great.
I think that's amazing. Do you have any other like siblings, or is it just you?
So I have one older sister who works for me actually now.
Oh wow.
And then I have a younger brother who's exploring a career in gaming actually, which you know, I tell him every day, I was like, this would not be possible if I didn't convince my parents to make this happen, because my parents would have never entertained the idea of my brother. He's 17 now, of him trying to get into the world of streaming and gaming,
which is a lot of money too.
Yeah, I mean, lots of opportunities, and so he's trying to follow a similar footstep and whatnot, not go to college and trying to build that right now.
So now your parents are just like, as long as you're like Sean, you know,
as long as you can show something, you know, and so that's what my brother's building right now.
That's amazing. And I love that, you know, our culture, again, we stick together and we help, and when we're in full support, we're like in full support. The loyalty is it's unmatched loyalty.
Right.
With
then
Filipinos,
they say the crime stops in the Philippines when he fights.
Literally, like it's just everyone's like, "Oh, you're Filipino? Come eat some lumpia. Let's go over here. 100%. Are you eating? Are you hungry?" Like, you know,
it's like a different when you know someone's Filipino. Like it's like it. You just it's immediately you're like related.
Yeah, no,
100%.
Absolutely. Like as soon as he came out, I'm like, oh, he's Filipino. He's my brother from another mother. I love it. Okay, what do you have going on currently that you want to share with the audience?
Yeah. So you know, my home will always be social media, to be honest, because outside of being a magician, I also love creating content, making videos. It's one of my favorite things that I love doing. I've been doing it since I was 10 years old. So we're currently continuing to build that right now. And then we're also stepping into the world of mainstream media slowly. We have, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk to it, but we have a very big show on NBC that I'm going to be a part of next year.
Exciting.
I'm not allowed
Congratulations.
to say what yet, but it may or may not have something to do with what I said earlier. But we have some big things coming in that way. And it will be my first time kind of stepping out of the social media world and kind of the magician world and going into like finally like, you know, in front of TV, in front of mainstream media. Social media is becoming more mainstream, but you know, it's in that way.
Congratulations!
Thank you so much.
I know you'll be amazing,
I appreciate it.
That'll be super dope for everyone to see.
Yes.
Tune into NBC next year sometime.
Next year, summer of next year.
Oh, that'll be fun. I'll definitely be tuning in.
Thank
you know, and I'll tell everyone to tune in, and all our Asian relatives. You know, that we're all in full support.
Yeah.
And,
you know what's funny is my mom will actually be part of it too.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
So it's gonna be me and her. And
that's gonna be fun.
We're trying to get the Filipino community together on that one, which
they're definitely gonna support 110%.
She's so cute. She's like classic, just like Filipino mom, like short Asian mom, wants to give food to everybody.
My mom, my grandma, my aunts, like everyone. It's crazy because like my mom, there's 4 of them. There's 4 sisters.
Right.
And there's like, I feel like well, I'm just going to speak for my household.
Right.
Like there's the pretty one, there's the smart one, there's the bougie one, and there's the rebel. Like there's literally like, you know, and I feel like every household, not just Filipinos, but like every household has like a family that's like, one's the smart one, one's the pretty one, one's the rebel, one's the, you know, likes shopping. And you know what I'm saying? Like there's always, and that's the dynamic of like my mom's and her sisters. Right. And then they're like, they get along, but they're always just like, you know, one talks about one and the other one. It's just so hilarious. And it's like, the chismes behind it, I love it. Like I love it.
Oh my God, this is great. I think this is the first time I've ever been on a podcast with a Filipino host. So this is great. I get to understand things that like I haven't been able to relate to with other hosts. So this is great.
I love it. And it's just like, you know, I tell my girl Yvette all the time. And then you know, like I love speaking multiple languages because you can just say what you want to say without no one knowing what the hell you're saying. And you could just say it and no one understands you.
And you get to get away with it.
Yeah, you get to get away with it. So like there's things that I like teach my man or like teach my friends. And I'm like, all right, when I say this is what it means. So pay attention. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where it's
100%.
I love that factor of like, not saying that's why I learned how to speak Tagalog, but I love the factor of just knowing different things and just being able to be like, hey, look over there. Like, this is what's going on over there. Great. Like, don't look right now, but you know, in Tagalog though, you know, so.
Whenever I go back to the Philippines, I always speak, like they can tell that I'm not from, you know, I'm not
tell like that.
Immediately, like assume from my accent, from everything. And sometimes they think I don't understand what they're saying.
Oh,
and so I cast some people out. Yeah, I watch enough TFC. Which
I'm telling you, like I remember one time I was in Hawaii where there's like a plethora of Asian people in general in Hawaii, right? So I'm like in this ice cream store, I think it was. Oh my God. And she was like, "Di naman yung babae, doon." And I'm like in my head, I'm like, girl, I can understand.
Yeah, I know exactly
I'm waiting for you to say something where I'm like, what are you about to say? So my dad's like, are you going to say something to her? And I was like, I don't know yet. I'm waiting to see what she's going to say next, you know? Like,
right.
You know?
Whenever like I'm in we just went to Europe, and whenever I don't know what people say, I'm always curious. Like that's what interests me in like learning other languages. It's like exactly what you said, like being able to know just like what. And it's crazy that, you know, sometimes it's really easy to forget, especially if you're in America. Like there are so many other languages, like, so many, and people are living their day-to-day lives speaking so many other languages that I will probably never learn.
And then we're also like, as humans, it's natural. We just naturally prejudge, you know, like we naturally like, you don't look at me and think like, oh, she could speak Tagalog because I don't clearly look full Filipino, you know? So it's just like when I'm in like the ice cream store and they're just like, oh, look, she has on a tinfoil outfit. I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would, you know, like obviously they're going to say something or whatever. And then you're just like, oh, when you leave. So what I did to let the girl know I could understand. When I finished and I got my ice cream, I was like, "Salamat," and they were just like, "Oh my gosh!" She's like, so and then they're like embarrassed,
just like one little word, just so they know.
So they know, like, oh, she understood. Like
watch what you say.
Like it's the craziest thing. And then like I was at a shoe store and there was this guy that was like saying how big my butt was to his son, and I was just like, oh my God, I'm so uncomfortable. I'm so embarrassed. Like, and it's just the craziest thing because like, you know, I know when I do it, I don't want anyone to understand me. So they think no one can understand them. And they're just like, oh, she understands. And I just 100%. Love those moments of like, yeah, I understand. Like, you know, I'm glad my mom taught me. I was born in the Philippines. So
were you?
Yeah, I was born in the Philippines and I left when I was 3.
Oh my.
So
so you got a few years there. Yeah.
And then, I went to Japan, so it was closed. So I kept traveling like every year for the summer. So I would go there all the time.
When did you move to the United States?
Well, my dad was in the military.
Okay, gotcha.
So I was in Cali from like a few years, maybe like 6 to 10. And then I went to Japan from like 11 to 21.
Wow. So you speak some Japanese.
I speak enough to get around.
Yes. Okay.
Enough to get around. And then 21, I was in Cali.
Wow.
So So I've just been like,
you got
everywhere.
You got everything. That's awesome.
Yeah. So it was super fun. So for everyone that comes on, we play this game so people can get to know you outside of who you are on social media, the magic. It's toxic, just FYI.
Okay, no, that's perfect.
This one is called Bad Choices. It's a game of have you ever I don't know. Cursed your mom out. I don't know. It's a whole bunch of bad, really bad choices.
All right. Mom, if you're watching, this is a part where you click off the video.
Yes.
We're good. Thank you for tuning in, Mom. I know you're supporting.
Yes.
Now.
Love you, Tita.
Yeah.
Bye for now. Pick your poison is would you rather.
Okay.
So would you rather be deaf or blind?
Okay.
You got to pick your poison.
100%.
Rules of the game. You can't change your answer.
Okay.
You can't remix your answer.
All right.
But you can give an explanation.
Okay.
As to why you answered it.
Cool.
All right. I play with you too. So you're not on the hot seat by yourself. Because there's times I'm like, sorry, Dad. Sorry, Mom. Bad choices or pick your poison.
Oh, God. Okay. I kind of want to do pick your poison.
Okay. That's the more, I feel like, toxic game.
Oh, okay. We're here. We're here.
So pick your poison is you pick 2 cards and you can pick maybe 6 cards. So we'll do 3.
Okay.
Yeah, that's 3 questions each.
Okay. So I'll grab...
you pick, any 6 that you want.
Usually I'm the one asking people to pick cards. This is different.
That is true.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. I feel good about this one. 4, 5.
I love how you pick
6.
completely random cards. And I'm just like, let me just grab the first 6 on this side.
Want to be random. All right.
Okay. So how you play this game is you take any 2 of the 6 and ask this card or that card.
Okay,
and that's
to you.
Yes, to me.
Okay.
And then I'll do the same to you.
So do I purposely pick or do I randomly pick?
No,
them?
you can do it however you want. You just need 2 cards in your hand. It's not a magic trick, but it's crazy questions.
No,
so
this is
Tita, please click off if you don't want to hear personal stuff about your son.
This is there's one in here that
they're all wild.
Yeah, these are crazy. There's one in here. Oh wow. Okay. Cool.
We're getting into it.
All right.
Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
Oh my God, these are awful. All right, we'll go with this one. Okay. All right. Okay, I think this was fairly obvious. Depends. All right, so would you rather have your... I don't think I've ever said anything like... All right, have you ever... Well, not have you ever. Would you rather have your firstborn child grow up to be a terrorist?
Oh, Jesus.
Or Google just publishes your search history, all of it publicly.
Google publishes
your search history,
search,
all of it.
I have nothing that I've been searching that's crazy, so I'll take the easy.
I think that's a pretty obvious
I'll take the easy one. They're not going to find no porn. They're not going to find something that you wouldn't expect me to search. It's how to draw a fashion model or something that's what they'll find.
Yeah. So that was, just start off light.
That's very, very, very light in comparison to what I have.
Oh, okay. This is fun. I love this from you.
This is very, very light. Okay. That was light. All right. First one. This is the easiest out of all the ones that I have. Give a eulogy for someone you didn't know, or have your skin be as flammable as gasoline.
Oh, that's horrible. That is horrible. I feel like I could bullshit a eulogy. I feel like I could. I feel like there's general things you could say about some, he was a great man. Something bullshit that sounds right.
That everyone can relate to.
Yeah. I'll go with that one. I'll go with the eulogy. Okay, cool. God, there's some bad ones on here. Okay. Okay. These ones, I'll save the bad ones for last.
Okay.
So this one's actually pretty. It's not that bad.
Okay.
But okay. Would you rather poop a little bit every time you sit down? So every time you sit down,
tough.
It's a little plop just right there. Or stick your hand in a fryer just one time, just a whole hand. Yeah, you just gotta put it in there, Kentucky Fried style, and then or you could just.
Okay, here's my explanation on why.
Okay.
Why I would probably do the hand.
Yes.
Over the just shitting every time I sit, because I legit sit a lot.
Right.
I sit to watch movies. I sit to get my makeup done. I sit to do podcasts.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sitting a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
So to plop one out and just be smelling like boo-boo all fucking day, because I feel
Uber, every plane.
No, in my car, absolutely not.
Yeah.
It's just not going down. I'm just gonna have to walk around with a burnt hand and just kind of have it in my pocket or hide it with my hair.
Deep fry though, that would suck.
Wear a glove.
It would suck for about maybe a day.
I feel like the burning sensation and the sensation of how hot your hand would would just be intolerable to even deal with.
Yeah,
if I get popped, I'm cooking my skin like this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm layered up. I have 2 hoodies, long sleeve, all of that. Yeah.
Like, I don't like popping grease. So I can't even imagine like just like, grease. Let me just soak it in there and then take it out.
It's not even just like it's like you have to dip your hand.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
But it's better than every time.
Yes, I would do that one time to pooping every time I sit down.
That is true. 100%.
I'll do it, but I might not enjoy it.
That's a good, I agree with your answer. 100%. Yeah.
Okay. This is why I feel like the explanations are mandatory.
Yeah.
Because I had to figure out how to play this game where people don't cheat or be like, well, what if I do this?
Right.
And I'm like, you got me. Okay. Sheesh. Okay. I'll save this one for last.
Okay.
And
I'm nervous. This is... Mom, you better clicked off by now. I swear, if you're still watching.
This is the ay nako moments, right?
Oh, God.
This one's not that bad.
Okay.
Be tarred and feathered.
Oh.
Or have a 12-inch pubic hair you can't trim. Ever. And for the people that don't know mathematics, 12 inches is a foot long. And it's like
you can't trim it
that long down there.
That's a lot. I mean,
it's just one though. You could probably like coil it up with the others. Yeah, I don't know,
a little curler, something like that.
Put a hot comb to it, and
something like that. I don't know. Stick it. I don't know.
Braid it with the rest. Bend it and twist it in half. I don't know.
But you can't pull it or break it anyway, right?
You cannot trim ever.
Okay, God. Okay, that's a little interesting.
I can't remember what the other one was. Oh, be feathered. Okay, be pretty much be tortured or have a long pube.
You know what? I feel like there's more lasting effects of being tarred and feathered. I feel like that could do a lot to you. And you know what? If you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a respectable partner that understands that you have this thing, then it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. You just kind of tuck it away and you'll be good. I'd rather have the 12-inch pube. Yeah, that one.
Agree. And it's just one pube.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like once it's like, mixed in there, if you got hair down there, I don't know people what you're doing down there. But
no idea.
Like, yeah.
And
I
like
agree.
if your partner knows, then it's like it's you, right?
Yeah, and it's like you're not showing everyone. You're not like, hey, look at my one pube down there. Like,
it's just like one person or
I would say like I'm sorry, it just comes with my body. Just gotta deal with it.
Deal with it. All right. That's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
Honestly, at first I was like, but no, it's sorry.
It's not that bad.
Okay, we got the last two, which okay. This one's bad. Okay, I'm sorry, Mom, and I'm sorry for anyone listening. Look, it's the game. The game.
It is poison, literally.
Do not cancel me, please. Okay. Would you rather have everyone be convinced that you've had sex with a family member, even though you haven't?
Oh my gosh, never.
Or change your last name to Hitler?
I would.
I know what Kanye would do.
I would change my last name to Hitler only for the simple fact I'm able to explain why my last name is Hitler.
You know what? That's true.
But I just would not. I mean, like, convince people I'm like incest. Like, absolutely. I'm not convincing anyone.
Yeah.
I would never, ever in my life have sexual encounters with my family members.
Fair. That's fair.
Never.
That would change the dynamic of your family completely. And you have an explanation for the second one.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. But neither is what I would
both
think.
Both are terrible
Horrible.
things. Terrible things. Mine's a little bit more terrible.
Okay. All right, let's go.
Mine's a little bit more harsher. Sorry, Tita. Have your partner write a review on their public blog every time you have sex.
Oh, okay.
Or
that would be interesting blog.
Yeah, very interesting. Or give your grandmother a dildo for her birthday and write, "Grandpa will always be with you," on the card. Tragic.
Can you say the last one more time?
Give your grandmother a dildo for her birthday. And write, Grandpa will always be with you with a wink face emoji on the card.
That is so good.
Literally, wink face emoji.
What was the last one? Sorry.
The other one was have your partner write a review on their public blog every time you have sex.
God, is it
publicly?
Oh, that's so bad. You know what? I feel like my grandparents could laugh that second one off. I think they could. I think they would. My parents would be confused. Like, why the fuck do you have a dildo? And why are you giving it to grandma?
Exactly.
But it's something that you just laugh at in the future.
It's a prank joke.
Yeah.
You know.
And I'm good. You know.
It'll be memorable.
Yeah, I'm good on the other one. Like
I would have answered exactly the same. Yeah. I would have said it was a joke. And I feel like my family would have remembered me for all the Christmases to come.
Right, exactly.
Or birthdays. I'm sorry, it was birthdays.
That will always be a joke every time.
Every
you got
birthday.
Another dildo in there?
Yeah, exactly. 110%. Yeah. But they'll get over it eventually.
This is a fun game. I need to buy this.
It's super exciting, right? And I just feel like it breaks the barrier of what everyone knows about.
Right.
You.
Yeah. No, I've definitely, this is never talked about anything like this on a podcast.
Tell everyone where they can find you and all the good things that you have coming up.
Yeah. So if y'all want to check out all of the social media content at Magic, Seandoesmagic is where I'm at. And yeah, I got the show coming up on NBC. We're working on a few things.
Exciting.
And one other thing, I have a Magic kit releasing next year.
What?
Yeah, so
Congratulations.
kind of full circle moment for me. Thank you.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Tune in for his Magic Kit, his show on NBC. Follow him on Instagram, Seandoesmagic. And that is it for Telli Talks.